And welcome to another Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips podcast. I am your host, Tyler Boloski. Let me introduce to you tonight our co-host. He's bringing back the dab because Cam Newton's getting rid of it. I give you Eli Boloski.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tonight we're going to talk about a load of stuff, and you'll want to listen to it.
That's right, and he just did a great dab for you, but you couldn't see it because we're only on a podcast. So, as Eli said, we skipped last week just because we had some scheduling conflicts, so we're back into it now. Our nines are fully loaded, so let's jump right into our nines. That's news, injuries, notes, and entertainment. So, real quick, just quick bullet points, Eli. Just talk about them if we want to. Back on the field, Thomas Rawls, Sammy Watkins, Julian Edelman, Reggie Bush, because he signed with the Bills, and Jimmy Graham. They're all playing back on the field. The injuries are gone. They're ready to roll.
The only two players that stand out to me that make a difference, well, three actually, are Julian Edelman, Sammy Watkins, and a little bit of Jimmy Graham, because Jimmy Graham will probably get hurt.
That's right. He probably will get hurt again. And we did mention Sammy Watkins and Reggie Bush for the Bills, and we will get to our sponsor a little later in the podcast, but that is GJ Pino Oswego, and we'll get back to them soon because we have a ton of stuff to get through.
Yeah.
For me, that Thomas Rawls is huge because I need a running back in Seattle, so I think that's going to be good for them. He's back on the field. They're going to take it slow, and I failed to mention that preseason games has already started last night. First ones Thursday, Friday, and Saturday tomorrow night. So it's awesome. Football's back in town.
Yeah.
Pumped up for that. All right, some off-the-field injuries. John Brown is still going through concussion. The little voice that you hear is our boy Parker. It's going to be our family edition tonight, so they're all excited about being on the podcast with us. So, but we'll get to them in a couple minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
But ever since we started, they've always wanted to be on the podcast. So we will get to them. But some injuries, like I said, John Brown is still going through some concussions. Wide receiver Jordan Matthews for the Eagles is out 2 to 4 weeks with a bone bruise. Those are pretty bad. They can keep going throughout the whole year.
They sound really bad.
Yeah, they hurt. Eric Ebron has a high ankle sprain. At first, I thought it was a torn Achilles, so that's good. So it's not bad.
That's a lot better.
So that may only keep him out for a week. And Victor Cruz, once again, got hurt, pulled a hammy.
Again?
I guess it's better than his ACL, MCL, whatever he tore. So we'll just keep an eye on him. Alshon Jeffrey, he pulled a hammy too. And with him, he is just a cluster of injuries. Alshon Jeffrey is always hurt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even draft him this year. He's not draft worthy. But we'll get to him
you
too.
had him in your top 10.
I did, and
But that was before the injury.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bump him down. Zeke Elliott also pulled a hammy last week, and like I said, some of these things are already, you guys probably already know about it, but since you only listen to us, you probably may not know about it. And then, which actually helps Alfred Morris. He is the number one running back now because Darren McFadden is also out with a broken elbow still. So
trying to catch his phone.
Slipping on concrete or whatever he did. Either way, it's broken. And now, so Alfred Morris is the number one running back in Dallas. What do you think about that?
That is not. If I had to, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't start Alfred Morris.
Yeah.
On the Dallas Cowboys. Definitely not in fantasy.
No. I mean, Zeke Elliott will be back, but it wouldn't be bad to get a handcuff because hammies would last all year if you don't fix it.
Yeah.
So I would definitely maybe pick up Alfred Morris just for that backup.
Yeah.
And the biggest one is Ladarius Green for the Steelers tight end. He is going through some major pains right now. At first, they thought it was an ankle, but it actually turns out to be major headaches. Possibly, they just reported that earlier today that it's from a concussion that he never reported. So he's going through a concussion with major headaches, which actually may cause him to retire, or the Steelers may actually drop him so they can get their monay back because he didn't report it.
I'm going to lose that candy bar bet with the Ladarius Green versus Gary Barnidge. Unless they don't cut him and he doesn't retire, then I still have a chance.
Well, they had to play at least 8 games. That's part of the candy bar bet. So if he doesn't play at all, then that would just negate that one and it won't count.
Oh yeah.
But so that's huge for Green. I mean, Green is going to be a major player for Pittsburgh this year. So I'd like to see him get back on the field and
definitely.
That would be huge. Some notes for the Nines. RG3 was named the starter for Cleveland, which is awesome because RG3 is going to be amazing this year with Corey Coleman and now Josh Gordon's coming back week 5. They're just looking great.
They didn't cut him?
They didn't cut him. They look really good on paper, but you don't play the game on paper, you play it on the field.
Definitely.
And another note is Le'Veon Bell could be back week 1 if he gets his suspension appealed. They're saying that he may have a strong case that he may not get suspended for missing the drug test. So that would be huge for him.
That would be great because I put him as my number 1 running back. So if he can get back on the field for week 1, then that would be amazing.
That would be. And then you know what? Everyone is so scared about missing 4 weeks with Bell. You know what? Still
Same thing with Brady.
Yeah. Draft them both. You're still going to get 12 games out of them. He's not coming off an injury. He's going to be healthy come week 5. Pick up D'Angelo Williams if you can. If you can't, still pick up like a Rashid Jennings. You're still going to get points. You're still going to get points from Le'Veon Bell. Pick him up. Maybe not number 4. Pick him up at number 6. Still get him in the first round, guys. Seriously, pick him up. Don't let him fall. But if he falls to you in the second, third round, scoop him up, and you got the number 1 running back in the league.
Boom.
So that concludes our 9s. So let's just get right into our sponsor, GJP and Oswego, since we did mention the Bills.
Yeah.
Catch them out over at the JCPenney Plaza. Larry and the guys would love to see you over there eating all their pizza and wings. This week we're going to talk about their appetizers. They have boneless wings. They have chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks.
Those sound very good.
They're awesome. They have Philly cheesesteak sticks. They have ravioli balls or drops or something. Ravioli poppers or... They're just great, amazing appetizers. They have French fries.
They all sound great.
And it's dinner time, so let's go get some GJP right now.
Sure.
All right, see you guys. No, but check out Larry at GJP on Facebook, and you can email them at gjp@gmail.com. Call them up at 315-207-1000.
Again, in the JCPenney Plaza.
Excellent. And actually, we may be doing a broadcast from there, a podcast from GJP.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet. Larry's excited for us, so let's just get that done.
Yeah.
So, as I said earlier in the podcast, we are doing a family edition this week, because we're loose. We like to hang out. We're a family. We love each other. We all love football.
Yeah.
We are a football family. We all love fantasy football. We have our own little fantasy league in our household. So let me introduce to you the rest of our family. You know Eli already. We'll give you our 3-year-old Parker. Say hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker. Parker, who's your favorite football team? The Broncos?
Yeah.
He likes the Broncos. All right. Excellent.
Okay. Nice.
Thank you, Parker. Matthew, who is your... let me introduce to you our second oldest son, Matthew. He is 5. Matthew, how old are you? Oh, yeah. Who's your favorite football team?
The Giants.
The Giants, right?
And
you
my belly hurt.
But you also like all the animal teams too. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And who's your favorite player?
Ezekiel Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott, the running back from the Cowboys, right? And you're gonna.
Parker, talk to me.
I know we will. We'll come back to you, Parker. So Matthew, you're gonna take him in our fantasy league, right?
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott, excellent. And let me introduce to you little Isaac. He is almost 2. Hi, Isaac. Can you say hi? Hi, there he is. All right. His favorite team's the Giants too.
No, his favorite team is the Steelers.
And Papa's not here. But let me introduce to you now my beautiful wife, Amy. How's it going, Amy?
Hey, everybody.
And Amy, who's your favorite team?
Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers.
Me too.
You like the Packers? You like everyone, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. So what they're gonna do for us tonight is they're gonna do a little Q&A for Eli and I. They're gonna give us little quizzes and stuff like that. Just ask a couple questions, and just like I said, it's gonna be a fun, relaxed podcast this week. Because next week we're probably going to be doing 2 with a mock draft and possibly interviewing Larry from GJP.
Yeah.
So let's get right into our questions and answers. Testing the experts, I guess we could call it.
Yeah.
So, I guess I skipped this section, but we'll come back to that. All right, so Amy, what's our first question?
All right, guys. Who are your top 3 rookies, not including Ezekiel Elliott, Sterling Shepard, or Corey Coleman?
And the reason we said that is because those are obviously the top 3 rookies everyone's going to take.
Pretty much.
Someplace
Yeah,
in the draft, you're going to
definitely.
take them. Yes, Park. Who would you take? Would you take Ezekiel Elliott or Sterling Shepard?
My belly hurt.
Parker, your belly hurts? Okay, his belly hurts. All right, so Eli, who is your top 3 rookies?
Number 1 is Derrick Henry.
Running back Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it said in the ESPN article that they wouldn't draft him if they didn't have a plan for him.
Exactly.
And because Darren McFadden, he's going to be hurt.
Yep.
So they're going to use him a lot this year.
DeMarco Murray.
Or DeMarco Murray.
Yep.
My number 2 is Will Fuller because he's on the Texans.
Wide receiver. Yep.
He's gonna sneak in through DeAndre Hopkins, I bet.
Yep. Hopkins will get double team. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice.
And he's got Brock Osweiler throwing the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And number 3 is Paul Perkins because Rashid Jennings isn't the best number 1 running back.
He is getting older. Yeah. Running back Giants.
Yeah, 31, but he's definitely going to be good now that Tom Coughlin
Retired.
He
He retired. Yeah, he's on. They kind of let him go as a mutual type thing. My top 3 rookies are wide receiver for the Saints, Michael Thomas. I mean, you got Drew Brees throwing him the ball.
True.
You can't get any better than that quarterback right there in that system.
Well, you could have Cam Newton.
You could have Cam Newton. Yeah, you're right. I
But
guess.
in a way that is true in a way.
Exactly. Yeah, I
When
mean,
you say that.
he's set up for a great season, a great career if Drew Brees
He
keeps throwing
definitely
the
is
ball.
because they're a heavy pass team.
Exactly. And he's going to be the number 3, maybe number 2 sneaking there.
Yeah.
My number 2 rookie is wide receiver for the Redskins, Josh Doxson. He's kind of laying under the radar right now because they got Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. But he's going to be the number 3 there and maybe scoot his way up because Kirk Cousins is starting to target him a lot. They like him in Washington. And then my last rookie is running back for the Raiders, DeAndre Washington. He's the backup for Latavius Murray. And Murray's going to get about 300 touches this year probably,
Yes.
but you got to keep his fresh legs, especially if they're going to the playoffs this year. So,
Yeah.
if you're going to draft Murray, I'm not a big fan of handcuffs, but get Washington because he'll definitely get some goal line touches too.
Yeah. The one screaming in the background is Isaac.
That's Isaac. He loves fantasy football.
Yeah.
All right, Ames, so that's number 1. What's your next question for us?
Matthew's going to ask this one.
Okay, Matthew.
Who are your top 3 running backs committee? By committee.
Our top 3 running backs by committee, or like the handcuffs. I'll go first on this one, Eli.
Okay.
My first one is Doug Martin and Charles Sims. I mean, Doug Martin is, if he goes down with an injury, because he kind of has injuries, Charles Sims can pick the ball right up and keep on going.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they both are great compliments to each other. Martin's a smash mouth running you over. Sims kind of jukes around and everything. My second one is Rashid Jennings and Paul Perkins, as you talked about with Perkins and the rookies. Jennings is getting a little older. Perkins is the rookie this year.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be a great 1-2 punch, and
Definitely,
Perkins can catch the ball out of the backfield.
I agree with that.
And my third one is Deion Lewis and LeGarrette Blount from New England, the
Really?
Patriots. Yeah, I like Lewis this year. He can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
He's going to get all the yards and the catches, but Blount is going to get all the touchdowns
Yeah.
inside the 5-yard line.
He's gonna get.
I don't know if you want to start your committee unless you're on a bye week,
Yeah.
but you got to you got a good handcuff there if one of them guys goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's your top 3 running back committees?
My number 1 is Jeremy Hill and Genovi Bernard. Because they're gonna split time a lot. So one week Hill will be the starter. The next week Genovi wouldn't be the starter. So they're gonna split time a lot.
Okay.
And they're both gonna get a lot of touches.
Yep.
And a lot of yards. And my number 2 is Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman.
Sorry. Go.
Because they're gonna get, like I said, a million touches.
Yeah, I was going to put those guys down too because they are going to be a great 1-2 punch in Atlanta this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going to do the same thing last year, but Coleman got hurt, so
Yeah.
Freeman picked the ball up and he ran with it. So
He had a
that's
great
a
year
great
last year.
1-2 punch right there. So if you draft one, obviously draft Freeman as your number 1 and pick up Coleman for the backup. Great.
And my third is Le'Veon Bell and D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, you have to pick those guys.
Yeah, if you pick Le'Veon Bell and you can pick Williams on the bench, then definitely do it. Definitely, unless you can get like I don't know, someone better than him, I guess.
No, if you get Bell, you got to get Williams.
Yeah.
But here's the cool thing though.
He's gonna blow it up.
If you don't get
Williams.
Bell, steal Williams from someone else so you can trade him. Or just take out the fantasy points off of Williams for the first 4 round games, and
Oh
then you can trade him.
yeah.
So definitely get one. Definitely get Bell. But if you can steal Williams, do it.
That would be great.
All right, your next question, ma'am.
So we're gonna go through 10 at a time, one at a time. Would you draft Alshon Jeffrey?
Wide receiver Bears. Would you draft him, Eli? Just quick 1-2
Not
sentence.
really. Not really.
No.
Because of his injury and his quarterback.
Oh, I like that. I like Cutler. But I agree. I wouldn't draft him unless he fell to like the 3rd or 4th round. Because of the injuries scare me, I'd put him at maybe as a week 2 flex.
Probably a backup for me.
Yeah.
Maybe a flex if I had
Those
to.
injuries are just going to scare me this year.
Definitely.
Instead, get Kevin White.
Instead, get Kevin White.
All right, next one.
Next up, Brandon Marshall.
No way.
Not.
I love Larry Fitzgerald throwing him the ball, but I've never had
Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah, that'd be great for Larry. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I just cannot. I've never had good luck with Brandon Marshall, so I'm staying away from him.
But in mock drafts, you draft him because
you're going to get points from him, yes. But
and
personally,
because of mock drafts, and because it's a mock.
personally, I would take the points off of him, but I would not draft him because I don't like him.
Yeah, but you could trade for him.
Sure.
I am starting to get on Brandon Marshall's train because Fitzpatrick signed with the Jets. So I would probably draft him for a backup on the bench.
All right, Matthew, who's the next guy we're going to talk about?
What about Arian Foster?
Running back Arian Foster. Would you draft him?
Not really.
No?
No, but just because of his injuries.
Yeah, I'm wishy-washy on him. I know a lot of people are going to take him high in the 3rd, 4th round. I won't take him that high. If he's there 8, 9, I'll take him just on a fly.
I'd take him in the later rounds, like 10 to 16.
I'm just scared of his injuries. And same with Jay Ajayi.
Yeah.
He's getting hurt too, so
Yeah, he
stay
is.
away from Miami. All right,
Yeah.
next guy.
Russell Wilson.
What about Russell Wilson?
Matthew wants to talk about Russell Wilson. What do you think, Eli? Drafting him?
Not really. He's not. Yeah, I'm not gonna draft him as my number 1. He's not. You won't get him for your number 2. So, no, not really.
Yeah, he's going to late 3rd, early 4th round. And
Maybe
for me,
I have
that's-
him going 4th, 5th round.
Yeah, for me that's just too early to draft a
Yeah.
quarterback like him. You know, if he's in the 7th round where I usually draft quarterbacks, I'll take him. But I'm not drafting Russell Wilson. There's better quarterbacks out there.
Definitely. I agree with that.
Who's next?
All right, let's talk about Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. Now, there's a quarterback I would take late, maybe using the backup. If I get Tom Brady, I'm going to draft Matthew Stafford because he's got a good receiving core for the first 4 games. I'm taking Stafford for just the first 4.
I'm not taking Stafford. He's one of my busts for this year.
I think that's right. I think he is there. All right, who's next?
All right, what about Jeremy Langford?
Running back
Jeremy-
Bears.
Maybe as my backup.
As your number 2 or flex
As my on the bench. I mean.
on a bench player.
Yeah.
I would, if I take him, I'm taking him week number 2 bench player, but I don't think he's going to be there that far. A lot of people like him.
Round number 2.
No, as my number 2 running back on my team.
Oh, okay.
So people are going to take him in the 3rd round. So if you can get him, I guess. But I'm not drafting. I'm going to stay away from him. Who's up next? Matthew, who do you got?
Matt. How about Matt
Jones.
How about Matt Jones?
Matt Jones, running back Washington. I am
Definitely not.
No,
Definitely not.
I am super high on him. Though he didn't do great last night, the 3 running backs in Washington, they ran the ball for a combined 8 carries for 0 yards. How about that?
Really?
Yeah, that's horrible.
I'm still not drafting.
Yeah, I would draft him as a week 2.
No. No way. No way.
He's not my starting running back. He's my number 2 running back.
Still, I mean, no.
All right, who's next?
Next is Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith,
Definitely not.
wide receiver 49ers.
Still definitely not, because he's got Colin Kaepernick or Blaine Gabbert. They're both terrible.
Who are you? Corey Smith is going to blow it up this year.
He is.
He's
not.
the only receiver
No,
they have. They have
no.
another one. I can't think of his name right now.
Exactly.
He's going to get 100 catches.
No,
That's
he's
100 points
not.
right there.
No, he's
if
not.
you're in a PPR.
No, he's not.
I'm drafting him, but I'm going to draft him late.
I'm not drafting him. You can draft him and you can lose the league,
All right.
and I can win the league.
Next up, let's talk about Corey Coleman.
Let's talk about Corey Coleman.
Corey Coleman, rookie receiver from Cleveland. I am taking him as my flex. I like him. He's going to get a lot of balls. First 4 games because he's going to have RG thrown to him.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Gordon's out, so I'm taking Corey. And then maybe trade him off because he'll get those high numbers.
Maybe to trade him off on my second to last bench player, because in my last bench I would draft a backup quarterback. But I'm just gonna stay away from him, other than to trade.
To trade him?
Yeah.
All right, last but certainly not least, I'm sure everybody's wondering, would you draft Gronk in the first round?
Yes.
Well, where'd you draft him at, though? Would you draft him in the first 4?
Late first round.
So like 8, 9, 10? 9, 10,
Yeah.
11, right around late round?
Yeah.
See, that's tough for me.
Unless if my top 5 guys have gone,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Yeah, see, that's tough for me. I like Gronk, but to waste the first round, I shouldn't say waste, but to use the first round pick on the tight end, I know he's the number 1, but
Yeah, but if you're gonna pick him in the late rounds and you get a 2-round pick, and you're still gonna get like a Mike Evans.
that's
If
true.
you're
You
number one.
could team him up with Mike Evans or Lamar Miller, but I'd rather team him like a AJ Green and Lamar Miller, and then go back and pick up like a Zach Miller, or I think you just get better value at the Zach Miller or even a Greg Olsen if you want to go. But Gronk is a stud. He's gonna go number 1 round
Definitely.
every year. He's
Definitely.
going to round 1.
Maybe if everyone's drafting running backs and receivers, maybe he'll go very early second round.
Yeah.
He won't go past like
He's not getting out of the
pick.
second round.
Yeah,
He's not getting out of the second round.
definitely.
All right.
not.
Any more questions, Amy?
Nope, that wraps it up, guys.
All right, that is the family edition of the podcast. And before we end, we have to do our top 5 kickers and defenses
Oh yeah.
because we didn't do them last week. So our top 5 kickers are in order: Stefan Jankowski, Patriots; Mason Crosby; Steven
Hajaka.
Hajaka for the Seattle Seahawks, right?
Mhm.
Matt Bryant for the Falcons, and Graham Gano for the Panthers.
Yeah.
We
They're all studs.
We don't really have sleepers, busts, or blowouts for kickers and defenses because the kickers and defenses. Because if
Yeah.
you don't get the top 5, you might as well just going to play a new kicker in defense almost every week, and we'll do
Yeah.
that with our fantasy when we do a mock draft. We'll talk more about drafting.
Yeah.
All right, Eli, who are our top 5 defenses?
Houston number 1, Seattle number 2, Carolina number 3, Arizona number 4, and New England number 5. They're all stud defenses. You can definitely get. You could probably get one of them in. You could get probably like Arizona and New England. In the 12th to 15th round.
Yeah, if you want to draft early.
If you draft defense and kickers early.
I noticed that we didn't have.
We probably won't.
I don't draft I draft defenses last.
Yeah.
I noticed that we didn't have Denver in there. Do you remember why we don't have Denver in there?
Because their offense is not going to do good. They're always going to be on the field.
Yep. The defense is going to be on the field a lot because the offense is going to be doing a lot of 3 and outs.
But don't blame me wrong. The defense is good. Just like we mentioned in our mock draft one. With the Bills. The Bills have a great defense, but they have a terrible offense.
Yep.
So that's why we didn't draft them.
Exactly.
And same thing why we didn't put Denver in our top 5.
Exactly. The one thing that concerns me with Houston though is J.J. Watt is still out with his back surgery. So I would maybe even bump them down to like 3 and move Seattle up to 2
And
or 1
Carolina.
and just move them all up.
Yeah.
It was. We went back and forth with our defenses and kickers this year.
Yeah.
And
It was a tough one because we had to compromise.
Yeah, we did that for compromise, and we gave him. Yep, exactly. Good word, Eli. All right, so now we go into our candy bar bet because we do have candy bar bets.
Definitely. Oh.
No jingle, no song today.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's do that again. Our famous candy bar bet.
Famous candy bar bets. Oh yeah.
Matthew, let's hear your candy bar bet song.
Candy bar bets.
All right. So we got 2 songs for candy bar bets. All right. So our candy bar bet for our kickers are going to be Eli has Mason Crosby,
Yeah.
and I have Tampa Bay kicker rookie who actually missed his first extra point last night. Well, nerves. It's nervousness. Roberto Aguayo.
Isn't it Robert
No, it's Roberto
Aguayo?
Aguayo. We'll go with that. Sure. The kicker for Tampa Bay. That's my kicker. And then our candy bar bet for the defense is Eli gets the Texans and I get the Cardinals.
Texans are gonna win that one.
I don't know. I get the Rams and the 49ers twice.
I get the Titans and the
Jaguars.
Jaguars twice.
That's why we played on the field. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to just mention
And on the comp.
Yep,
Computer.
on the computer. We're going to mention our sponsors one more time. GJ Pina Oswego. Catch them over at the JCPenney Plaza. Call them up 315-207-1000. They do Grubhub, so you can order online now. They do Facebook at GJP Oswego, and the email is gjoswego at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So check Larry out. Get those appetizers, pizzas and wings, the best pizza and wings in town.
And our email, you can email us
Oh, we'll get there.
at
We'll get there. Slowly roll, kids. Slowly roll. But if you want to help sponsor the show, the podcast, feel free. And how can you do that, Eli?
you can email us at Tyler and Eli fftips@gmail.com.
Yeah, and also if you want to send us questions or comments or concerns or tell us about our kickers or my beautiful wife or my awesome boys, just let us know and just send us an email. And
you can check out our website at Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips at
blogspot.com. Yep, it's been a while since we've done it. And you can always check us out on YouTube at Tyler and Eli's Fantasy Football Tips. And we don't have a phone number, so you can't call us. So, and you can check us out on Facebook at Tyler and Eli's Fantasy Football Tips.
and on Twitter at Tyler Belowski.
Yep. And all right, guys. Any final comments or questions or final comments? Amy, you have anything?
No, just thanks for having me tonight, guys.
Yeah, thank you for doing it.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Matthew, you want to say one last thing?
I'm out here.
He's out of here. Parker, you want to say anything?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I'm actually not out here.
Say, go Packers, go.
No.
You got anything?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to say?
I don't know what Maple is.
He doesn't know where Maple Lark Cat is. All right. Has nothing to do with football, but that's why we love him.
Yeah.
All right. Eli, any last comments?
If you want to take the best kicker and best defense, take Stefan Godzowski and the Houston
Texans.
Texans.
I just want to say, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for the loud noises, over-conversating for the loud noises of Isaac screaming in the background and laughing.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was great having you guys on. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us. And once again, check us out on YouTube, Tyler and Eli's Fantasy Football Tips. And
Podcast.
next week, we're going to do another podcast. We're going to do a mock draft.
Bye-bye.
And we actually may do 2 podcasts next week. We're going to definitely get Larry and GJP in here. But until next week, all I have to say is, for
I'm-
Eli Belowski, for Amy Belowski, Matthew Belowski,
Yep.
Parker Belowski, Isaac Belowski, I'm Tyler Belowski.
Sign off for now. Bye.